Can the Deferred Sales Trust Plus eliminate the estate tax? The answer is yes. Hi, I'm Brett Swarts, founder of Capital Gains Tax Solutions. In this video and this podcast episode, we are talking about all things Deferred Sales Trust Plus. Yes, it is different than the Deferred Sales Trust. It is a plus. It's an additional way to solve not only capital gains tax challenges, but eliminate the estate tax, which is a huge problem if you're an ultra high net worth individual. And let's define that. As of today, the dates of 2022, we're looking at about a 24 million collectively a married couple has an exemption to estate tax, and it's about 13 million or so if you are single. And that tax is a huge tax on your estate should you pass away. When you pass away and your heirs, your estate inherits your estate. And so what you want to do is you want to figure out a way to solve that, and you want to do that using a Deferred Sales Trust Plus. And here's why. Well, most strategies require or force you to give it all away to charity. You have to buy a bunch of life insurance, or you run out of kids and you can't gift it away fast enough. Whereas the Deferred Sales Trust Plus, upon the exit of an asset, you can move it outside your taxable estate. And I'll give you a deal that we closed here last year for a client. A married couple living in California. Their net worth was about $25 million, and they were selling a $5 million asset in Colorado. And they were looking at the Deferred Sales Trust first as their solution to solve and defer their capital gains tax challenges. But then they saw the Deferred Sales Trust Plus, and they said, wow, what an opportunity here. Not only can we defer our capital gains tax for a period of time, but we can remove the total $5 million of the equity outside of our taxable estate, which immediately eliminated the 40% death tax on that $5 million because it's outside the taxable estate. Not only that, but the growth of that asset over time is also outside the taxable estate. So this is really important as well, because we do have a change coming up in 2025. Those exclusions are set to cut in half. So going from about 24 million married to about potentially 12 million married, and about 12 to 13 million single to about 6 or so million single. And who knows, it could even go lower. We don't know for sure if they're going to stick to that. So this is not just for the ultra high net worth. This could be for you if you're a single individual who have 6 million, or a married couple that has 12 million in their estate, and or you're looking at future of exiting your business or crypto or real estate, and you want to solve the problem right now upon the exit. It's really important to understand the Deferred Sales Trust Plus and the Deferred Sales Trust need to be set up prior to the close of your transaction, meaning you have to get with us early, at the plan, right? And pre-plan with us so that you don't go too far in your transaction. In fact, we had a deal that didn't work out last week because the sellers met us too late, and essentially they couldn't get the buyer to cooperate with their business sale. Most of the time we're able to squeeze it in, but sometimes the buyers just won't cooperate. And when they won't cooperate, it's too late. So you want to get with us right away. By the way, you can learn more about that if you want to get started right now by going to capitalgainstaxsolutions.com. That's capitalgainstaxsolutions.com. And so let's talk about the differences now between the Deferred Sales Trust Plus and the Deferred Sales Trust, and kind of who this works for. So the Deferred Sales Trust works for, again, anyone who's selling business or real estate, cryptocurrency. It can work for GP interest, LP interest. But basically, there's kind of two differences between the Deferred Sales Trust and the Deferred Sales Trust Plus. I like to call it the DST 2.0. Well, the DST 1.0 is a traditional installment sale. We're typically using it for sales that are, $5 or $10 million and below, depending if you're married or single on each transaction per year. And so we want to make sure that the numbers make sense. And the reason we do that is because there's what's called an interest charge for traditional IRC 453 above those amounts, which means, let's say you had a $15 million sale and you were a married couple selling a business or real estate or crypto, and that additional 5 million is above the 10 million limit per married couple per year, which there's zero interest charge on the tax deferred. Above that, it's about a 2 to 3% interest charge, which oftentimes can put too much drag on the investments for the trust. And so this is when we recommend the DST 2.0, which is a part of a different tax code. It's and it's not Deferred Sales Trust 1.0 tax code, which is 453. It's actually a tax code IRC 72. Okay, 72. So that's the first thing. It's just the size of the deal, and we don't want the interest charge to be charged. The other part about it is it has less flexibility, the DST 2.0, for the payment stream, meaning a traditional deferred sales trust, you can set up a payment, the payment's coming out, but that could be modified over time. It can be adjusted higher or lower over time. And it's flexible because you might have a higher income. You might be a business owner who has an earnout for a couple of years. So you're getting a big payday at first, but you're having to stay on for a couple of years and you still have a higher income. And then you're actually finally retiring fully in a couple of years. Well, that's when we kind of dial in the deferred sales trust to pay you in a couple of years, right? Because your income is still pretty high. And so we can delay the payments from the trust. And then when you stop working as much and your income goes lower, then you can turn the trust payments on. So that's why we're honestly, most of our deals are using a deferred sales trust 1.0 because of that flexibility there for our clients. But again, DST 2.0, if you have estate tax challenges or if it's above and beyond certain amounts, then we want to get it outside the taxable state. And which leads into the one of the downsides of the deferred sales trust plus is that it's a fixed payment based upon your life expectancy. And once it starts, it doesn't stop. Okay. Whereas the deferred sales trust, once it starts, it can stop and it can be adjusted. The deferred sales trust 2.0 or the plus, once it starts, it does not stop, and it's based upon your life expectancy. By the way, my clients that were out of California, we exited that $5 million to the Deferred Sales Trust Plus. They delayed the payment for a couple of years, and then they'll be receiving payments. So it can also be delayed for a few years, but once it starts, it can't stop. So that's just something to consider. Okay, so the controlment of the payments are a little less flexible, but as far as the same things, you can still invest it in the same type of investments: stocks, bonds, mutual funds, hard money lending, ground up development, real estate, cryptocurrency. It can go into a diversified portfolio of based upon your approval. You have to approve of all the investments. As well, the treatment of the DST at death. So you can also pass on your deferred sales trust to your kids, the regular one, the 1.0, and your kids can step into your shoes. So let's just say it's a $5 million exit and it's producing, let's say, 8% on average return, and you have two kids. Your kids can step into your shoes and you can have the payments go split 50-50. They could also exit and just pay their portion of the tax. In other words, they step into your shoes. They don't get a stepped up basis. Okay. That is one of the downsides of having a deferred sales trust. But they can step into your shoes and continue the tax deferral and keep that going for as long as they want. Whereas the Deferred Sales Trust Plus or the 2.0, your kids are actually the beneficiaries and they receive the trust, and it's outside of your taxable estate. Again, that's how we eliminate that estate tax. So that's the amazing opportunity for the Deferred Sales Trust Plus. So those are just a few things to keep in mind, and sometimes, by the way, we're going to do a mixture of both. Like you might have a $20 million sale and you're a married couple, and that first 10 million is going to be in a deferred sales trust 1.0 because you guys want that flexibility and that adjustability, and it's really for your lifetime when you're living. The other 10 million is in the DST 2.0. It's the same transaction. We just structure it together so you have that estate tax separation. So realize that the deferred sales trust is flexible. We can work with qualified intermediaries to do a partial Delaware statutory trust, partial 1031 exchange, and a partial deferred sales trust. The key is we liken it to like a Rubik's Cube, and you have challenges and problems, and we want to try to line this up to try to solve those challenges and problems, whether it be estate tax, capital gains tax, income tax, and we work with our tax attorneys to lay all of that out for you. So if you want to learn more about this, I would love for you to check out our new book. It's called Building a Tax Deferred Exit Strategy, and it's a proven playbook for unlocking your exit plan when for yourself or for your clients when exiting anything, again, cryptocurrency, primary home, business, real estate, and or your clients. If you're a financial advisor, if you're an M&A advisor, if you're a business broker, commercial real estate broker, commercial real estate syndicator, a crypto expert, we want to teach you this. We have our strategic alliance program to help you understand and execute on deferred sales trust exit plans so you can help your clients and you can grow your business. Because at the end of the day, if we're not solving problems, we're probably not getting paid, right? And so to the extent that we can solve problems and help our clients, we have an opportunity to serve them at a high level and be paid. You can go to capitalgainstaxsolutions.com to learn more about that. That's capitalgainstaxsolutions.com. And again, if you're a high net worth individual listening to this, go to capitalgainstaxsolutions.com as well. We have a free ebook you can download there. You can schedule a one-on-one consultation with me to go through your particular deal, or one of my team members. So I appreciate everyone watching this video. If you could rate, review, subscribe, that'd be very much appreciated. We want to share this content with more people so they can create and preserve more wealth and never feel trapped by capital gains tax ever again. Hey, thanks so much for watching this video, and we look forward to talking